It took me being face down on a cop car in the middle of the night to realize that the Eastin Center should do three things: classes, internships, location. So put yourself in my position, face down on a cop car, middle of the night, legs spread. What would be going through your mind? Probably be pretty scared, apprehensive. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on. You're worried about the future. Just generally scared, and that's very accurate. In that moment, I realized how scared I was, and it wasn't just for right then. It was for the future. I hadn't been working on myself. How did I get in this situation? I didn't have any foresight into the future to prevent stuff like this. I feel like if I had some sort of program that helped me see myself past college, that it more than likely would have been avoided. And that's why I care about the Eastin Center and their goals. So after I had that run-in, I realized that I needed to get my act together, and I started trying really hard to develop myself. But I was on my own. I didn't have an Eastin Center. I was just trying to do it by myself, and I felt pretty disconnected from everything. So luckily enough, I managed to get an internship just through kind of a random event at a wedding in Roma Corp out in Orlando, Florida. But not everybody's going to randomly get lucky like that. I feel like if I was with a group, generally I would be much better off if people are in the same boat and working towards the same goals and have the same type of aspirations. So that leads me to thing number one that the Eastin Center should do. They should have classes. I think that there should be a year-long program, and I think it should be 2 semesters, back-to-back classes over professionalism, the same type of coursework that you guys have had set up. But throughout the nature of the course, since it is professionalism and networking and communication and pretty much people skills, you're going to make a lot of friends, and you're going to build some camaraderie. Morale is very important in any group out there, so why not this group? I think if the Eastin Center can key in on that, then they can build a lot more interest and get a lot more people interested in the Eastin Center in general. So maybe you could give it a more of a club-like feel, and have, since it is 1 year long, maybe have graduation classes. So say I come in 2015, well, when I finish 2016, I'm a Eastin Center alumni, 2016, slap that on my resume. Or, class of 2016, Eastin Center. It sounds a lot more professional and a lot more prestigious than necessarily Eastin Center certified, in my humble opinion. So besides that, how can we get people more interested? So students like to work on fear, apparently, and you can tell that by watching students in the library before finals, because that's when it's about to hit the fan and everybody wants to get it together. So pretty much their biggest fear after graduation is what? Not getting a job. Simple as that. People worry about that a lot, especially people that haven't been preparing, and that's the whole point of the Eastin Center. So why might they not get the job? They don't have the experience, and maybe they didn't get an internship. And not to say that people without an internship can't get a job, but people with that internship have a significant leg up and are much more likely to get hired. So thing number 2 the Eastin Center should do is, get this, guaranteed internships. So I think that the Eastin Center has the means, the connections, the resources to get these guaranteed internship positions pretty much, no hassle. I think that you could take, a number of filters from these classes, and, okay, we'll do it like this. We'll say all A students from this class, everybody who had an A can get entered into this pot, and then we're going to raffle off who, these 15 or 20 students are that get the instant job. And I feel like that'd be really motivating and interested, make more students interested, especially sophomores and juniors that are starting to think about this kind of stuff. So everybody who doesn't get that instant job, I think that the Eastin Center could definitely set up some interviews for them, and pull some strings for the students that are going through this year-long process. It shows that they're putting a lot of effort in. So if the Eastin Center wants to help establish the professionalism and raise the number of big time prepared students, that's like a fantastic thing that they can do for them. So we have the class and we have the interest now, but what's missing? Location. There's no location, pretty much. The Eastin Center is a myth at this point, pretty much. It's deterring to students, especially if it's a student that's not already in these classes and they're interested in them, or they're interested in just in general questions and getting involved. If there's no center, it's easier with somewhere that just has an office right there. You walk by it every day and you're like, oh, maybe I'll stop in. And it's just little things like that. If there's nothing going on up there that makes them think Eastin Center, then why would they want to be a part of it? So it makes it a lot more tangible and a lot more interactive. The students that are already in the class, it's a great resource. You just stop by, hey, can you look over my resume? Such and such said this. Is that true? Is that ethical? My boss wants me to do this. Is that ethical? What should I wear to my interview? What should I put on my resume? I feel like that would be the best place to get the most professional advice. And I think that would be like a great resource to just have on campus or even off campus, just somewhere that students can connect, especially if they already have this club-like feel. They need to lower the disconnect between the center and the students. I feel like a location would mesh those together perfectly and close it up. So professionalism and people skills is the point. So, not having a physical location kind of, it's like everything else we have. We just rather just email or show up to an event and sit in the back, and you don't really have to talk to anybody, but makes it a lot more personable and approachable if there's actually a physical location. So in closing, I think that if the Eastin Center can do these three things, then students won't have to end up on the hood of a police car to understand that life after college matters.